All right. Well, here's a different type of photography, and in this case, I'm at East Beach in the south end of New Bedford, and they've set up a water park here, right off the shoreline, and I've decided to photograph from the inside. But if I were to bring my regular cameras out here, it would never ever work. I would destroy them. So I brought out my little DJI Osmo Cam to see what I can come up with. I'm shooting it in photo mode, 4:3 aspect ratio, which is the closest thing to 2:3. And let's see what happens. But these folks look like they're jumping off, so let's go check it out. If there's one thing I'm not going to do is take my DSLRs into the water without an underwater housing, and in this case I wanted to be in the water park, so I took my next best thing, which is I took the DJI Osmo Action Cam. And these little cameras are great, but they're renowned for their video, so most of the time what you see is video mode, in this case 16:9, and you can see all the different factors on there. 2.7K at 30 frames a second, but that's not what I want. What I want is, I want photo mode, so we hit this little button on the side here, and then we can select photo. And you can see that the proportion automatically changed to a 4:3. And while that's cool, the problem with this is if you hit the button, there's a lag from when you hit the button and when the photo was taken. And when you're talking about moving things, well, you just missed it completely. As you can see here, the little red car is nowhere to be found. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to go and you need to select burst mode, and you do that by selecting the little icon on the bottom left and then go to burst mode. Now what burst mode does is it gives you the ability of hitting the button once and then it'll take a series of consecutive images, and in this case I want it 4:3 aspect ratio, not 16:9, and this is my burst rate, so 3 frames, 5 frames, 7 frames, so we'll select 7 frames. And what happens is if you leave it like that and you just click it, well, that just took 7 photos in a row. So if you go here, click this little guy, and you can see my little car moving right across. Okay, and when you're talking about the type of environment that we're talking about, and there's people jumping around and there's people having fun, you really have. And by the way, I'm also treading water on a lot of these photos, so that's the only way of getting photographs that are, you know, that are pretty good. And this camera actually has a decent sensor, so I was actually surprised at what I was able to do, and it worked out pretty well in the long run. So I hope you enjoy it. And you know, the old adage is the best camera is the one that you have with you, and if you go in the water, make sure the little door is on.